Welcome back guys, this is Nandita Kothari and you're on my channel Nandita Kothari. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and continue watching my videos. And if you have already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. My back hurts. I've been sitting on my chair since 12 p.m. and right now it's 2 a.m. So yeah, more than 12 hours I've been sitting on my desk and my back hurts now. But that's okay, I'll lie down soon so I'll be fine. I've been living in South Korea for 9 months now. After living here for a while now, I can safely say that I have observed a lot of weird things. Rather, not really weird per se, but things that are different. So I'm going to share with you today all the weird / different / interesting things that Koreans do. Yay! So let's get started. You might have already heard about the Asian squad. As you can see somewhere here on the screen, this is what Koreans do all the time, everywhere, on the street, at the metro stations, at the bus stations, just outside some shop or in the house or anywhere where they have to wait for someone, or maybe they're just tired of standing, so they'll just squat down and sit. But not a lot of people in the West can do it. I'll show you how. I think I have mastered. I think I've been practicing it subconsciously, but let me show you. This is how you do it. Put your feet on your shoulders length and you just go down and you stay there. You look like a frog. The key point of a Korean squat or an Asian squat is that your feet need to be flat. This is borderline comfortable. So if you really want to seem Korean, just practice the Asian squat at home and master the technique. It is a skill. You could probably put it in your resume. The thing that Koreans love talking about all the time is the weather. Now, you may think that it is something very common. Everyone talks about the weather in all the countries, but no. No. Koreans take it to the next level. They constantly talk about the weather. They're very expressive in general, and when it comes to weather, they just feel like they have to say something. Weather is always part of the conversation. So if you're in Korea and if you want to practice talking in Korean, learn a bunch of vocabulary about the weather, and if you meet a Korean, just talk about the weather because they love talking about the weather. 너무 더워. 너무 추워. 나 춥다. 나 덥다. 날씨가 너무 좋아. 너무 습하다. 비가 많이 오네. I'm not saying that all the Koreans do this all the time, but I have observed that a lot of Koreans, a lot of times, they point out the very obvious things that are going around in our surroundings. So if the weather is nice, they would point it out 100 times until you get the point that it is a nice weather, or it's a cold weather, or it's a hot weather. So yeah, they like pointing out the obvious. That is how important weather talk is in Korea. So even me and some of my friends, we kind of have gotten this habit as well. When I meet with my friend, we always start with talking about how the weather is. So yeah, it is something that Korea does to you, and you start talking about the weather all the time. Okay, next thing. Now, there's this weird thing that I've noticed in South Korea. I don't know if it exists in other countries or not, but in India, we have something called MRP, Maximum Retail Price, which is legally supposed to be printed on every consumer product. So it is a price that a retailer or a shop or any person who is selling that's the maximum price that they can charge for. In India, all the consumer products have the MRP. But in Korea, if you go to a supermarket or a mart or any place, you wouldn't find the price of the product written on the product, but you'll have to find it on the placards. So if there are no placards, you don't know what the price is. You can see. So these are the chips that I have been addicted to recently. Sweet potato chips, so good. But as you can see, there is no price written anywhere. There's a barcode, but there is no price. I don't think the companies are legally obligated to put the price of the product on the packaging. I think it is only for the food products like this, because I have seen the prices on other things like stationery and stuff, but on food products I have never seen the prices on the packaging. So that is very weird to me, coming from a country where you can find the price everywhere on all the products. But yeah, it is sometimes very thap thap hai, very the word thap thap hai. How do you translate thap thap hai? It makes you feel anxious inside. It's just like you feel, you know, that feeling, that is thap thap hai. So yeah, I sometimes feel very thap thap hai when I can't find the price on the packaging. Okay, so this one is, I think every foreigner in Korea has been confused by this at least once, or is still confused by this even after living here for a long time. Even I am confused by this. Koreans take the game rock paper scissors to a whole next level. Kawi bawi bo in Korean, they just don't do 2-player rock paper scissors. They do multiple player rock paper scissors. So there could be a group of like 10 people playing rock paper scissors, and they are able to find out who wins. I don't know how they do it, because if there are 10 people and there are 3 variables, just imagine how many permutation and combinations you can do, and how do you figure out who wins, because it's literally a triangle, so anything you play can win or lose. So it is very confusing when you see Koreans playing rock paper scissors. I still have to figure out how they decide who wins. I think they see the majority. So if there are like more scissors and less papers and even less rocks, then the scissor wins, even if there is rocks. But I still need to figure it out. I will figure it out and let you know how it works exactly. But Kawi Bawi Bo is a huge part of the Korean culture for some reason. No matter what happens, Kawi Bawi Bo is the decision maker, and the decision that Kawi Bawi Bo makes is the final decision. So yeah, learn the words Kawi Bawi Bo, and that's how you do it. Ramen. Korea has its own food culture, a whole culture based around food. Like every other country, the Korean food culture, when you eat out especially, is you don't eat just at one restaurant. It never ends at one restaurant. You go to Icha, Samcha, Sacha, or how many chas you want. The word cha actually means a lot of words. It also means tea, it also means a car, but it also means the ordinal number. Is it how it's called? Like first, second, third, fourth? I think they're called ordinal numbers. But anyways, you get the point. So Ilcha is the first place where you eat, and then there's Icha, Samcha, Sacha, Ocha. It can go to as many chas as you want. So when they finish eating at the first restaurant, they'll go to Ichae Gaja. And it is something that I've seen only in Korea. So when you're out with your friends, you will eat at one place, and then you go to the next place, you eat more, you drink more, and then you go to the third place, and then you again eat more and drink more, and then probably you end up in a norebang, which is a karaoke, and also there you drink more and eat more. It's very fun when you go out with Koreans, because so many different foods just in one night. It is absolutely amazing. Korean food culture is so fun. In all the other countries, you eat at one place and you stay at one place for a long time. But in Korea, you go hopping. Another thing related to food culture in Korea, if you go to restaurants, usually if you go to like a normal restaurant, a Korean restaurant or a Chinese restaurant, or just a small restaurant anywhere in Korea, you will see that they do not write your orders. What? So the waiter would come and he would just ask what you want, and you will give your order. Even if you're like 5 people, 6 people, and you have like a whole list of like 10 things that you're ordering, the waiter will come and he wouldn't have a pen and a paper in his hand. He would just memorize the whole order. I don't know how they do it, and sometimes it makes me anxious because they are also human, but most of the times they get the things right. They probably eat a lot of almonds in the morning. If you ever come to Korea and you go to a Korean restaurant, don't be shocked if the waiter is not writing down your order. They know what they're doing. Or if they're like very small restaurants, you just go in and you shout what you want and you just sit down and the ajumma just gets you your food. There are a lot many more things that I've observed. I have been making a lot of lists these days. If you're also a foreigner living in South Korea or have lived in South Korea, drop down in the comments if you have some funny stories or weird things or different things that you might have seen in Korea. Yeah, let's spread the Korean culture to the world, because why not? That was it for today, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching. If you watched it until now, don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. Do share this video with your friends if they are also into Korean culture and stuff, and I'll see you